Hello, everybody. If you're anything like me and everybody else on the planet, I feel like you have found yourself on your phone thinking, why am I even on this anymore? I'm switching between the same 5 apps over and over, and nothing is even good on here. Well, you're not alone, and I want to introduce to you hobbies. Do you remember those? Do you remember when we had those back in the day? Yeah. Me too. Now, this is nothing new. Cozy hobbies are huge right now, but I wanted to give you my 15 picks for the hobbies that I think are the best for just getting off of your phone. Of course, number one on the list is cozy gaming. Relaxing games like Palia and Fall Guys. They're free. They're free to play. And like Palia is multi-platform. Any platform you have, they have Palia on it. Those games offer gentle goals and peaceful settings. They're great for winding down and managing stress, and even like learning skills like time management and building creativity. And there are also some fun point and click games. It's not all just who am I running around as. One of my favorite as a kid was the Agatha Christie point and click games where you're like solving the murder mystery. I had no idea what the murder mysteries ever were. I would just sit next to my Nana while she played it on her laptop and I'd point stuff out to her. It was one of my like fondest memories actually. And then you can also involve other people like co-op games or online play. Obviously, I could talk for a very, very long time about why I love games. And even though it is still screen time, it's totally different to me than just mindlessly scrolling because you're obtaining objectives, you're solving puzzles. It's not just the mindless doom scroll. Now, this second one has gained a lot of traction lately, and that is adult coloring book. Whether it's coloring books or digital pages, coloring calms the mind and encourages creativity. And this is one that can be very inexpensive and easy to get into because chances are you probably have a couple crayons, a couple color crayons, a couple I don't know, markers laying around. So the chances are you could probably get started relatively soon, especially since they offer pages online that you can just print out. I kind of got influenced into buying, I think her name is Bobby Goods, but she kind of like pioneered this art style and I love it and I think it's so cute. I don't know, I feel like some of the ones that I see, the adult coloring books, are kind of cheesy and I don't know, they just don't really fit my aesthetic personally. So I did go and get one that was more of my style. And this next one on the list is kind of, it can either be a lot of effort or little effort depending on like what you're starting with, and that is gardening. And gardening doesn't have to look like having a full row crop in your front or backyard. It can literally be as simple as tending to houseplants. And it's so rewarding. I have had this little guy for a while. It's just so encouraging to see new growth when I water it, and the satisfaction of seeing something bloom is unmatched. I actually just planted a bunch of clover on my front lawn to kind of try to heal it because the grass is suffering out there, and it started growing in like 3 days and I was like, oh my gosh, the more I water it, the faster it grows and the healthier it looks. Oh my gosh. So I've been out there getting my tan, playing outside, and watering little clovers, and it's been awesome. And also, I would suggest actually getting your hands dirty and touching the soil and the seeds. Obviously, that's not something you're going to want to do all the time because the dirt gets under your nails, whatever. But just try to let go of caring about that. You can always wash your hands after, you know what I'm saying? Like, just let go, be mindful, and just jump into a hobby that rewards you as much as you're rewarding it. The next on the list is polymer clay. I follow this girl, Uncomfy, and she used to make the cutest little miniatures. I think she's stopped now and gone to like plushies and stuff, but she used to make these little miniatures out of polymer clay, and it really just inspired me to just do it. I saw like 3 videos and I was like, okay, well, with zero experience, I can do that. So I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby and get all of the different colors of clay and make things. And I have made things. I've made like a BMO and a little bunny. It is not as easy as I thought. There's definitely a learning curve to how to work the clay, but I think it's really fun to just jump in and learn the medium and just, but I think that just getting started and learning it yourself and learning how you like to do it is a way more fun and challenging option. And it's also like a nostalgia thing for me because I remember playing with clay as a little kid and I would make like dinosaurs and play with those, and that was always really fun. This next one is one that I don't see very often, and that is paper making. So you do have to have a specific tool for this. I do not know what it's called, but you can turn scrap paper into handmade sheets. And I used to do this all the time and write people little letters on them, and it was really fun. And you can throw flowers to decorate it, and it's eco-friendly and meditative. Like maybe your mail service gives you like 1,000 coupons that you're not going to use, or you're getting a bunch of junk mail. This is a great way to get rid of all that, and that it's good for the environment. All you have to do is blend up the scraps of paper, put it in water, blend it up. It's like a whole process, but trust me, it's easier than it looks, and it's fun to do once you get the hang of it. The next on the list is puzzles. Jigsaw puzzles are, to me, such a cozy and relaxing way to just kind of challenge your mind and also use your hands. It's like a pleasant challenge. And if you're wanting to only puzzle for like maybe an hour, get a low count one. It's like maybe 250 pieces. And if you're wanting to make it a marathon, get a 2,000 piece and involve your friends with it and make it a thing. I used to do puzzle and wine nights with my girls all the time. And not to mention, it's one of those things that you can buy once and do over and over again. Obviously, you see the picture, so that's not a surprise. You're not going to remember how to put it back together once you take it apart. And now I want to talk about like crosswords and word searches. This one is kind of like, there's hobbies and then there's granny hobbies. You know what I'm saying? There are all kinds of books or apps that you can do. Obviously, if it's an app, you're still on your phone, but you're not scrolling. It's just like a fun way to boost your vocabulary. I can't tell you how many times I would literally just stop mid-sentence because my vocabulary is not what it used to be, and I just freeze and I don't remember what I was trying to explain or trying to say. But I like to do these on like car rides or long road trips. And this is one that like might seem simple and you might roll your eyes to, but listen, the grandmas were right, okay? I saw this meme the other day and I saved it specifically to put in this video because I was like, yeah, you know what? They were right about all of those things. Thanks, Grandma. It's low effort, it's low stakes, but it is brain on, and I like that. All you really need is whatever you're working on, your book or your app, and maybe a pencil, and then you just get started. And then we have planning. Whether it's decorative or practical, planning helps you stay organized while expressing your aesthetic. And it's so much fun. You can use stickers or washi tape, and you can do bullet journaling, digital journaling, or even making your own with the notebooks that you have lying around. That is really fun to me. But this hobby helps you get your goals out of your head, and it helps manage anxiety, and it can also help you like romanticize your life. And sometimes it gets to the point where your planner becomes part of your creativity and part productivity. So it's a win-win. This next one I never see. I never see this on any cozy hobby thing that I have watched in the past. And that is paper mache. Do y'all remember paper mache? I think I probably did it maybe one time in elementary school, and I was like, word, like this is fun, like this, yes. And then I didn't have the supplies at home, and then I just never did it again. And I wish I could remember what book it was that I read back in elementary school, because the main character was super into paper mache, and I remember being like, that is such a cool thing to be into. Like, I wish I was cool like you. But this is just like a true use of free will. This is not a low effort hobby. There's definitely a lot of setup, a lot of materials that goes into this. You're gonna have to like take up a lot of space, but I promise you won't be touching your phone with glue and Mod Podge and paint all over your hand. But like, look at all these cool things that you can like make and do with paper mache. And chances are not many other people are doing this, so you can give it as a gift and it will probably be the only paper mache item that they own. The next is baking. I think baking is so much fun. It's definitely one that I do if I'm feeling like I have a lot of energy and I just want to get something done. And it's one that I gravitate towards if I want a more like sensory hands-on experience. or to be intentional with slowing down. When I first started baking, I didn't find it that enjoyable because the dishes would always come out wrong. That's because I was in a hurry and I would often do steps out of order or just skip them entirely. So it was a really great way for me to learn to like slow down, read all the instructions first. You know, that's just good practice. Just read them all first before you even start. Because I can't tell you the amount of times that I would be on like step 7 and it's like, oh, now add this thing that you should have prepared at the beginning. I was like, okay, well, I didn't do that, so that might mess up the timing. And baking is kind of fragile like that. Like sometimes you have to do things on a specific schedule, or if it sits out too long, it's not going to be good. So just be mindful of that. And this is also another great gift giving hobby. Just ask little Miss Kitty. Maybe you have someone in your life that it's hard to shop for, or like you feel like they pretty much have everything that I can think that they would want, or they can afford to just get it. I don't really know what I can offer them. Make them something. A little box of cookies or madeleines with a little note. Like, you can't buy that. Well, I guess you can, but it's not going to be as meaningful as if you made it yourself. And then we have watercolors. I feel like of all the painting mediums, watercolors is the easiest to get into. It's forgiving and it's great for expressing mood and learning about color blending and embracing change and imperfection. They kind of just teach you to let go and let the paint do its thing. It's less about perfection and more about emotion and light and mood. There is a bit of setup, so it's not a totally low effort hobby. You're gonna have to get out your paints and your brushes and the water and paper towels and stuff. You're gonna have to take up a bit of space, but definitely one that doesn't require a ton of experience or skill. Literally just paint what you see. Flowers outside, or paint your dog, or like little doodles that you might have done as a kid. And then we have board, dice, and card games. This is a great way to connect to your friends, or they make really awesome one-player card games, board games. They can be strategic or social or just fun. There's really a game for every kind of vibe. And what's cool about this hobby to me is that it doesn't have to be a solely at-home hobby. Check around your local businesses. Where I'm from, we have this place called Magnolia Gaming, and it is so fun. It's like a bar slash gaming studio, I guess. You can go there to buy your games, like in Magic cards, Pokemon cards, all that kind of stuff. You can go there to buy all that stuff, but you can also go there and they have a shelf of free games that you can just play there while you enjoy your drink or just enjoy your company. It's a lot of fun. And sometimes they'll do like Magic the Gathering parties or D&D campaigns. It's a great way to be social with the people that you went with, or even meet new people that have the same interests as you. And then we have calligraphy. It's the art of beautiful writing and tapping into your fine motor skills. It's also perfect for sending letters or journaling or handmade cards. One thing that I did get into this year was letter writing, because let's be honest, mail is almost always a bad thing. Junk mail, coupons you won't use, bills. People really are not expecting something good in the mail anymore. And so it's something that I like to do for other people because A, I feel like no one else is doing it for them. I think it's one of those easy hobbies or gifts that you can give to somebody that probably no one else is doing. And B, it's like something that they can hold on to and enjoy later. Sometimes I like to throw like watercolor paintings that I've done, or a recipe, or pictures of my kids, because I don't really post them a whole lot. And it's just something nice that you can do for someone else when it's a sweet surprise, because they're probably not expecting that. And not to mention, if you get good enough, you can actually monetize your skill. Like sometimes art studios will outsource artists and get them to do like hand lettering and things. So that's always another option. And then we have junk journaling and scrapbooking. This is one that I always heard of and kind of wanted to get into it, but it didn't really catch my attention until I heard the term junk journaling, because I felt like scrapbooking had to look a certain way and it needed to be neat and look pretty. But like junk journaling, you can throw anything in those junk journals. You can throw a sticker that you got from this random coffee shop. You can like glue in a movie ticket or a receipt or something. Like anything that you want to hold on to help you remember this day, it can just, you just stick it in the junk journal. As long as it's 2D or like thin enough 3D, it can just go in there. And it's such a cute way to document your life and look back and not be wasteful, because yeah, this receipt might be trash to somebody else, but it's a memory for me, and it's going in my junk journal. And number 15, we're getting to the end. It's perler beading. This is one that I always did as a kid, and it was so much fun. And I just completely forgot about it, and then I saw like a bucket of them in Hobby Lobby, and it pulled that memory from the depths of my cranium. If you like pixel style games, this one is so much fun and such a cool adjacent art style to get into, because it's basically physical pixels. But basically you have these little beads, and then you have a pegboard, and then you arrange the beads to make a picture of something, or like just a design like a coaster or something like that. Fridge magnet, keychains. And it's also, I don't know if you guys remember these things, but I think they were called pictos, where it wasn't a pegboard, it was like they were little beads, just round beads, and then you would put them in a tray in the same way, and then you didn't have to use heat like with the perler beads. Because with the perler beads, you have to put like wax or parchment paper and then iron it. But with these, the pictos, you could just spray it with water and then they would fuse together. And I still remember how those tasted. So that is it for my 15 hobbies that you can get into to just stop scrolling. People that engage in hobbies are generally happier than people who don't. And in a world full of like instant gratification and constant dopamine hits, it's such an amazing way to just slow down and enjoy your time with people you love, enjoy your time with yourself, and just not be crammed full of information 24/7. That's really, really bad for you. So I hope that these hobbies can help you stop doing that, because they help me stop doing that. If you stayed to this point in the video, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Most people don't watch this long, so thank you. And let me know down in the comments, what are some hobbies that you tried that are super niche, like the paper mache, like you don't see them on lists usually. What are some of the ones that you tried? But I will see you next week. Okay, cool, love you, bye.